Also, man, I did not get a chance to talk about this with you guys, in these whole, last couple of weeks, but, man, Congresswoman, Marjorie Taylor Greene. If you guys don't know her, she is she recently made some headlines last couple of weeks because, she's the one who, she's the one who was spouting off all these crazy QAnon conspiracy theories and just all the endless supply of just absolutely dumb shit that this lady has said, man. And I'm not calling her dumb. I'm saying a lot of the stuff she says and that she's been peddling has been absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, not to mention, like, the way she just harassed that Parkland survivor, one of the kids that, was a survivor of that shooting at that school in Florida a few years back. And, this is a grown ass woman. You know what I mean? Following this, I think he's a teenager still. The kid's in high school, right? So she was following this kid around, just like, grown ass woman, on camera, just harassing this kid who obviously had no interest in speaking to her. He wasn't going to give her the time of day to try to, fit whatever her narrative is to put that out there in the public and try to shame this kid over some shit. Shame him for what? For surviving a school shooting? The Republicans just, they always find a way to just kind of just sit back and be like, oh, well, I don't know if that was so bad. Was that really bad? It's just, yes, that was really that bad. And, where are the Democrats, man, who are running everything and should have taken, some kind of serious action or, really fight that, you know what I mean? Like, you let the Republicans really create this whole narrative that, oh, it's not so bad, is it? But then AOC to them is the boogeyman and she's crazy, right? And where do you see people on the left defending her? You know what I mean? The small section of people do. Real progressive people do. The progressive voters definitely do. But, this whole narrative that the right and the Republicans could have that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who believes that Jewish people have space lasers or lasers in space, and they are using those lasers to shoot down and cause wildfires in California to push some kind of, to push their agenda on climate change, is not crazy. But AOC is totally crazy because she wants to give people health care and living wages. Wow, what a monster. Man, like, that Marjorie woman, man, she tried to walk back her comments and, she said the dumbest shit like, well, since I've been elected, I haven't said any of that stuff technically. So technically, I can't really get in trouble for all that stuff I said, the space lasers and, all the election fraud stuff. And, the one thing I love about these, Republicans, especially, Marjorie Taylor Greene is, they cry all day long about, oh, cancel culture and we're being censored. You know what I mean? She literally wore a face mask on the floor of the Congress saying, censored, right? While she got up on the podium on the microphone and spoke to a live national audience. You know what I mean? So, I find that a little bit ironic. Like, these guys have like their platforms to talk to millions and millions of people on a daily basis, but somehow they're censored. You know what I mean? Just because, I don't know, anybody that has any other ideas and goes against, what they believe in, it's cancel culture. You guys are canceling us. No, we're not canceling you. We just don't agree with your ideas. We don't agree with your way of thinking. We do not agree with your crazy conspiracy theories, and they are conspiracy theories. This is all QAnon bullshit. And, look, man, as far as I'm concerned, I think, Marjorie should have been kicked out of the Congress. She should be expelled. She did lose all her committee assignments, thankfully, because of the Democrats. But, damn, dude, you know what I mean? I wish that the Democrats would fight a little harder on stuff like this, you know what I mean? Or at least defend their own, like AOC. Dude, how the fuck, the Republicans can, make this argument that, all this crazy stuff that Marjorie Taylor Greene says is not radical, but AOC is a total radical. Guys, she wants to, help teachers. She wants to help the working class people. She wants to help, the people who really need it. You know what I mean? She's not in it for the big money. She's not in it for the corporations. You know what I mean? Am I saying she's perfect at everything she does? No, I'm sure she would even tell you she's probably not perfect at everything she does. You know what I mean? I'm sure, look, everybody makes mistakes at one point or another, including myself. You know, nobody's perfect. But AOC wanting to help people is not radical. Marjorie Taylor Greene is radical. That's radical to me. You know, space lasers, Jewish space lasers causing wildfires in California. Not crazy. Not crazy enough for you Republicans. I don't know, man. I mean, if like I said, I couldn't imagine if she was a Democrat saying all this same kind of crazy shit that she's saying, and I would sit there and be like, just because she's a Democrat, hey, maybe, you know, maybe there are space lasers in the sky causing wildfires. Maybe, you know, maybe the election was stolen, which it wasn't. I mean, look, man, it's not all on the Democrats. I mean, they can only do so much. I mean, I'm sure if they could, they would. But I mean, you know, they do have another half of the country to deal with, man. And these Republicans, man, they're just something else, man. But like I said, the fact that a guy like Al Franken has to retire and he has to, you know, leave, you know, his Senate job in kind of disgrace, you know what I mean? Because of a joke that he did, you know what I mean? I mean, there was some other, you know, accusations against him. I don't want to downplay that stuff either, but I mean, listen, a lot of these Republicans get caught with worse and they never have to lose their jobs. They damn near barely ever have to apologize for anything, you know what I mean? And I wish sometimes the Democrats would be a little more like connected that way. Like, don't let go of crazy shit. Like if the Democrats had their own Marjorie Taylor Greene, spouting off all this nonsense, I would hope that the Democrats would look at her and be like, no, yeah, you need to go. You're not really helping. But, I mean, just hope they take accountability, man. You know what I mean? Man, it's so much harder to be on the left. You know what I mean? Than it is to, you know, be on the right, because on the left, you know, you actually have to be responsible. And you know what I mean? You can't get away with that same kind of nonsense. You know, it just wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Just progressive voters and just, you know, typical, you know, left-leaning voters, they wouldn't put up with that shit. Like I don't think there could be a Democrat Donald Trump. I don't think it would ever work. Because I don't just the way like the people on the left vote, it's not like that, man. That's not what people are looking for. That completely turns them off. So yeah, man, like, can you imagine if like I said, if Obama or Biden went out there acting like Trump all the time? Like, you think I would vote for that? You're out of your mind, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like the closest thing you could say is probably Bernie, but at least when Bernie is out there, you know, actually arguing and making a good case of things, it's, again, to help working people. It's to help, you know, people that are struggling. It's to help the people that need the help, not the people that already have everything that they need and wouldn't otherwise be affected if, you know, we you know, had our economic, you know, system implemented in such a way where, you know, the wealthy were paying their fair share and we were using that to, you know, really put money towards good use to help communities. But I mean, hey, what do I know? You know what I mean? I'm not a politician. I'm not, you know, some, you know, scholastic scholar, you know, genius. I'm just, you know, I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel and a microphone, and I got an opinion, and, you know, I study this shit, you know what I mean? It's, you know, politics is my degree, you know, this is my interest, you know, this is what I do. You know what I mean? This is what I pay attention to. This is what I focus on. This is what my opinion is. And, you know, there's going to be people who agree with me. There's going to be people who don't. And that is totally cool. And, you know, we can hash it out either way, you know, whether you agree or disagree, you know, interact with the show, interact with me. And, you know, we will, you know, we'll exchange ideas. But, like I said, man, the Republicans can cry and, you know, they can say just the worst of messages sometimes. And they just total slap on the wrist sometimes, man. They get to continue working, but you know, they attack progressives like AOC, and they act like she's the problem because she wants to actually help people. And I don't know, but It's crazy, man. More Republicans, they voted to remove people like Liz Cheney and, to censure people like Mitt Romney and everyone that voted to, convict Trump of the impeachment, more than they voted against, this Marjorie Taylor Greene woman and, all the crazy nonsense that she, spouts out. So look, I just say, hopefully, you know what I mean? Hopefully, like, she doesn't remain as part of, the government for a long time. Like, I know she's from Georgia. I'm not exactly sure what district she represents, but, I'm sure it's a very conservative one. So how long she's going to be a figure in the, and especially if the Republicans ever take back control of either chamber of Congress, who knows, what they'll do to her and what assignments they'll give to her. You know what I mean? So, who knows how long she's going to be in it for, but, it could be very possible that, she's in it for the long haul. And, like I said, man, Democrats need to stop being weak. You know what I mean? They need to, when they're over here worrying about, they can't even be, cooperative amongst each other, let alone take on the other side. And they really need to, start focusing on being like, more action driven to help the issues that are really facing Americans right now. But like I said, man, they have the power, so they just need to start flexing their muscle, and they need to start using that majority to get shit done right now, or else I'm telling you right now, they're gonna lose in 2022, and it's possible that they lose again in 2024. So look, man, it don't play from the same playbook. Learn from experience and history, Democrats. If you guys are gonna play this game where you're not gonna use the power that's been bestowed on you by the American people, by the voters, the majority of the people in this country, if you're not gonna use that to, whatever, just get shit done. You know what I mean? Like, the other side can bitch and cry and moan about, oh, this isn't bipartisan, this isn't unity, which they don't give a shit about when they're in power, by the way. If you guys will remember, like, how many days before the election did they rush through a Supreme Court justice, that Amy Coney Barrett woman, I should say, on the Supreme Court? Like, a week or two before the election. Like, did they care about unity? Did they care about how the other side felt? Did they care about, what the majority of the country wanted, which is for them to wait and let whoever won the election decide? No, they said, you know what? We're gonna use the power we have now. We're gonna flex our muscle and we're gonna do what we want to do. So I want the Democrats to start playing that way. You know what I mean? And I want them, because, issue by issue, their ideas are so much fucking better. Like, their politicians are shit. Don't get me wrong. Democrat politicians are absolutely abysmal and horrible, but their ideas are so much better. You know what I mean? Their ideas would actually help people, and it's been proven. You know what I mean? Time and time again. Look all throughout history. Look at, the economic history of every president. Like, it's always a little better when a Democrat's in that position. So, just saying, man, not for nothing.